Jodie Foster is, without a doubt, one of the best actresses alive. It makes sense when you consider that, at age 61, she has 58 years of experience. Foster's career began when she was extremely young, just 3 years old, which is when she appeared in her first TV ad for Coppertone, a sunscreen brand. It was a straight line up from that point. The ads led to more ads and, eventually, dozens of appearances across more than 50 shows, like Gunsmoke, The Addams Family, and Paper Moon. Like so many other actors and actresses, once her film career started to take off, she pretty much stopped doing TV. There's actually a very clean demarcation from when she stopped doing TV and started focusing on film full-time. After her film debut in 1972's Napoleon and Samantha, she did a few more small roles until she landed the role of Iris in Martin Scorsese's Taxi Driver, a critical and commercial success that also courted its fair share of controversy for casting the 14-year-old Jodie Foster as a child prostitute. But whatever the controversy, people had to admit that Foster did a phenomenal job, and her peers at the Academy recognized it. She was nominated for Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars, the youngest person at the time, and won Best Supporting Actress and Most Promising Newcomer at the BAFTAs. But one hit in 1 year wasn't enough for Foster. She was also in Bugsy Malone, considered one of the best musicals ever made, and, according to Empire, one of the best films ever bar none, and was also in Freaky Friday, a critical and commercial success which would go on to be remade with Lindsay Lohan and Jamie Lee Curtis a couple of decades later. Not even legally allowed to drive yet, Jodie Foster had already cemented herself as perhaps the best actress of her generation at that point. She was a teenage star. But instead of continuing her American film career and going headlong into every role that came her way, Foster decamped to Europe and spent some time acting in Beach House, an Italian film, and Moi Fleur Bleue, a French film. Then she didn't act at all in 1978 and 1979, preferring to finish her studies and going to Yale. She still took on film roles, but only over summer breaks. This was, from a career and longevity point of view, an unwise move. Though she kept acting while doing her studies, her films were critically and commercially underwhelming, and by the time she graduated from Yale in 1985, she had trouble finding roles. That being said, she was only 23 at the time too, so it's not like she was washed up and had no career prospects. Still, between graduation in 1985 and 1991, she had a rough go of it, but a critical and commercially successful role in 1988's The Accused turned it around for her. Just 26, Jodie Foster became an Academy Award-winning actress, and the movie marked her transition into doing adult roles. Then, just 3 years later, she starred in what's arguably her most important and most famous film role, as Clarice Starling in Jonathan Demme's 1991 masterpiece, The Silence of the Lambs, another movie that's considered to be one of the best ever made. Starring opposite Anthony Hopkins' immaculate Hannibal Lecter, Foster, just 29 when the movie was released, earned another Academy Award for Best Actress. Not yet 30, she had already won one of the top prizes at the Academy Awards twice. The Silence of the Lambs was a massive critical and commercial success, doing more than 10 times its budget at the box office and propelling Foster into the A-list. Her most successful movie after Silence was Summersby, a period piece where she acted opposite Richard Gere, 2 decent critical reviews, and a solid financial performance. 1994's Maverick, a Western comedy, and Nell also found similar success, with Foster earning a Best Actress nomination at the Oscars for the latter. She took a few years off before coming back in 1997's Contact, a solid sci-fi film based on a novel by Carl Sagan. The movie, like Now Before It, did well at the box office and got decent enough reviews. Her last movie of the 90s was Anna the King, which likely didn't make its money back at the box office and got mixed reviews. She had a few successes in the aughts, almost all of them thrillers: 2002's Panic Room, 2005's Flight Plan, and 2006's Inside Man, as well as an adventure film in 2008, Nim's Island. And as we moved into the new millennium, Foster began to expand her repertoire, namely into directing. Still, her prolific work ethic helped make movies like Panic Room a success. Nicole Kidman was supposed to play her part, but after she sustained an injury, Foster had to fill in the role with less than a week to prepare. She knocked it out of the park. The 2010s would be her quietest film decade so far though. She only had 4 film features the entire decade: The Beaver, which she directed, and Carnage in 2011, Elysium in 2013, and Hotel Artemis in 2018. Elysium, which starred Matt Damon, was her most successful movie, but it almost seemed as though her best years were behind her. And then she appeared in 2023's Nyad, which earned her another Best Supporting Actress nomination at the Academy Awards. She also returned to TV in True Detective Night Country, which, so far, has phenomenal reviews. Despite a career full of ups and downs over more than 5 decades, Jodie Foster has proven time and time again that she's a talented actress with plenty of steam left. If she isn't the best actress of her generation, she's certainly a frontrunner for the title.